habitantes, welcome back to the kitchen and another episode of the truffle extravaganza. And I am gonna do caramel truffles today. And there's different ways that you can do this. You can actually like make caramel from scratch to use as the filling, or you can take already like existing caramels. Like there's these ones, and then there's like the little square ones that come individually wrapped that you can use. And I kind of debated about which way to go with this. I really would have preferred to make caramel from scratch, just because I think the texture comes out better. Let me just open this real quick. Let me grab one. And these are the soft Werther's caramels, and I can squish it in my hands pretty easily. So I'm not worried about it being too hard. I shouldn't even have to heat these up to like form them into balls. So I think the texture is fine on these, but for a truffle, I want more of like a burnt sugar flavor. Not burnt, like caramelized. And these aren't super strong in flavor to me, but I also thought this is definitely going to be the easiest way to do this. And making homemade candy is rather finicky, and so I don't think I wanted to get into it in this series, just because I'm doing so many videos for this. In order to save myself a little bit of time and some hassle and all that, I'm just going to do it the easy way this time. But if you guys want, in the future, I will definitely show you how to make homemade caramel, which is delicious. But anyway, I love caramel, I love salt, I love chocolate, so what is there to not love about salted caramel truffles? Let's get into it. So I've got my caramels, I've got a couple of parchment lined trays, and I'm just gonna, one caramel should be a good size. These are soft enough that you can mold them easily and roll them, and they'll hold their shape, but you don't have to heat it up to work with it. Don't get the like really hard ones. That'll just be like a nightmare. And like I said, you can use the little square ones too. I just don't think they're very good quality. So I'm just gonna roll all these, and then I'm going to stick them in the fridge. I want them to get nice and cool so that when I go to dip them in the chocolate, they will, the chocolate will like solidify on them really, really quickly. Okay, everybody, I have milk chocolate melted here on my double boiler situation. I always stumble over that phrase. Make sure you watch my video on how to melt chocolate to learn how to do this. My caramels sat in the fridge for about an hour or so, and then I put them in the freezer for about 10 minutes, just while I melted the chocolate. That way I know they're nice and cold, and the chocolate's gonna solidify on them as soon as I give them a dip. So I got my caramels out. Whoops, knocking stuff over. I split them up onto two different trays because I don't want them to warm up too much on me. So I can dip this first half while the other half are still in the freezer, and they won't warm up too much on me. They'll hold the shape nicely, and the chocolate will set up on them really fast. So I'm just dipping them in, rolling them around a little bit, kind of shake off that excess chocolate, scrape it off on the side of the bowl there too, and then just putting them right back onto the parchment lined tray. And I'm gonna give these a double dip, so I'm gonna dip them, stick them back in the freezer for the chocolate to solidify, and then dip them again. So I'm about to take my caramels for a second dip, but in this little dish here I have some coarse sea salt, and what I'm going to do is just sprinkle a little bit of this on top of the truffles after I dip them for a second time, but before the chocolate has a chance to solidify, so that the salt will stick to them. And right here you can see one reason for me wanting to dip my caramels for a second time is that the little bit of the chocolate slid off of that one. So by double dipping them, you can make sure that they are completely coated and they look really pretty. So get that one down and then sprinkle just a little bit of that sea salt on there. Easy peasy. And if you have a situation like this one where the chocolate kind of puddled up, you can just break off those little bits before you give it a dunk. So I'm going to finish these and I'll show you the final results. Okay, so here is our salted caramel truffle. If my camera will focus, there we go. This one is kind of odd shaped, a little ugly, so this is going to be my taste tester. Let's see here. Where's the inside? I don't love the Werther's for this. I don't feel like it has a strong enough flavor. The chocolate really, really overpowers it. Like I can just taste chocolate and salt right now. So I don't know. I mean, they're not bad. I just inhaled a chunk of salt. Oh. Anyway, yeah, they're not bad, but they maybe wasn't the best choice of caramels. I think if you guys are interested, I'll show you how to make caramel from scratch that would be better for this. But you could definitely use this method if you wanted to. It'll be fine. I'm totally covered in chocolate. My kitchen is covered in chocolate. But this has been fun. I'm not exactly sure what order these videos will come out in. I filmed 2 yesterday, 2 today, and coming up we still have s'mores and peanut butter to do. So I will see you guys then.